I'm your host, Griffin Rowe. Welcome to the Hidden Figures of History. Here's the game. I'll describe someone history needed but didn't celebrate. You guess who it is.
One, Rome's greatest problem solver, but not its most famous name. Question. An empire expands, water flows, roads hold, armies move with precision. This man commanded campaigns, designed aqueducts, and planned the infrastructure that kept Rome functioning. Yet when victories came, he declined the spotlight and redirected praise elsewhere. Rome relied on him completely. History barely pauses on his name. Who was he? Answer. Marcus Agrippa. Quick history. Agrippa was Augustus's constant. When something had to work, it was handed to him. He won decisive battles, rebuilt Rome's water system, and shaped the physical city itself. He turned chaos into function, and when celebration followed, he stepped aside. Augustus became the image of empire. Agrippa became its structure, present everywhere, credited almost nowhere. Two. He never ruled, yet we know an entire era through him. Question. He didn't command armies or draft laws. He observed. During plague and fire, uncertainty and boredom, he recorded daily life as it unfolded, without knowing how it would end. His restraint made his record indispensable. Who was this quiet witness? Answer. Samuel Pepys. Quick history. Pepys kept a diary, not a manifesto. He wrote about fear, rumors, fatigue, and small humiliations, the texture of life during crisis. He didn't frame events as history in the making. He simply stayed present. Centuries later, his words remain one of the clearest windows into what it felt like to live through disaster without a script. Three. The policies endured, but she stayed out of the spotlight. Question. A president is remembered for reshaping a nation. Behind him, a woman designed the policies, navigated resistance, and built programs meant to last, without turning herself into the symbol of reform. Who built the New Deal from the inside? Answer. Frances Perkins. Quick history. Perkins drafted labor protections, unemployment insurance, and Social Security. She translated urgency into systems that could survive politics. She didn't seek the spotlight. She worked within the machinery, adjusting it until it stopped harming people. When one piece held, she moved quietly to the next. Four. She never found a planet, yet changed how we see the universe. Question. She never discovered a planet. She never named a star. Instead, she found a way to measure distance across space, a tool others used to redefine the size of the universe. Who was she? Answer. Henrietta Leavitt. Quick history. Working quietly at Harvard, Leavitt studied variable stars and uncovered a precise relationship between brightness and distance. Her insight became the ruler by which astronomers measured the cosmos. Others made the discoveries. Her work made discovery possible. She remained focused on accuracy, not acclaim. 5. The speech is remembered, but who built the moment? Question. One voice stands at a microphone and enters history. Behind that moment, someone organized routes, trained participants, managed logistics, and held tensions together, then deliberately stepped aside. Who was the strategist behind the scene? Answer. Bayard Rustin. Click history. Rustin was the architect of the March on Washington. He coordinated thousands of people, taught nonviolent discipline, and held coalitions together under pressure. He understood that movements often need a single face, and that effectiveness sometimes requires disappearance. His influence shaped history, even as he moved out of frame. We looked for history in an unusual place, not at the center of the stage, but just beyond it. Marcus Agrippa held Rome together. He solved problems others were celebrated for. He turned ambition into infrastructure and chaos into function, then stepped aside so the empire could have a face. Samuel Pepys didn't lead or legislate. He watched. By staying present through fear, boredom, and uncertainty, he preserved the texture of an era that would otherwise be lost to headlines and hindsight. Frances Perkins built systems that still shape everyday life. She worked inside the machinery of power, translating urgency into policy that could endure. When the system held, she moved quietly on. Henrietta Leavitt measured the universe without ever claiming it. Her precision gave others the ability to discover what they named. She focused on accuracy, not applause, and changed how we understand space itself. Bayard Rustin organized history without standing at its microphone. He designed moments that required visibility, then accepted invisibility as the price of effectiveness. These were not the loudest figures of their time. They didn't chase recognition. They optimized for something harder: continuity. History doesn't only move forward on speeches and victories. It moves because someone makes sure the structure holds when the applause fades.
If this felt a little different, that's intentional. History usually rewards the voice at the microphone. But today we listen for the ones just off screen. The planners, the observers, the builders who made the moment possible and then stepped aside. If you enjoyed playing along, take a second to subscribe.
Brought to you by Inception Point AI. Subscribe, like, and comment for more.